Hi, how you doing? Okay, so a friend asked me to design a diet for him, if there's some way I could help him. It would in this case be a burn fat type of diet. So this is how I beat diabetes. Was I used the keto diet. So this is based on two concepts: the keto diet and the intermittent fasting concepts are the main ones done here. So now the keto diet, I've heard someone mistakenly say the keto diet is just the same thing as the low fat diet, and not the low fat. I'm sorry, the high protein diet. And the keto diet and the high protein diet are not the same thing, really. They're close, but the high protein diet, you're trying to get more protein than anything else. Your ratio of fat to protein to carbos, you're trying to make your protein the big one. The keto diet, it's your main thing is fat, and you want less protein and more fat, and then almost no carbs, even less carbs. Okay, so what I've done is I have these two things I've just been working on. This page, so both of these you're gonna put up on your wall. Okay. This one right here, it says Domino John's diet. That's your new nickname on this diet. Okay, because this is about a new you, and this new you has a new nickname called Domino John. So it says right here, read this daily until it is completely known. And I didn't want to put until it's completely memorized, because it's not memorized, it's just known. So that when you read it, you're like, oh, yeah, I feel like this is just second nature. I know this really well. Okay, Domino John's diet. A domino falls, hits the domino in front, and thusly does that one, and on, making a strip in the design, right? So do you on this diet. You topple every obstacle. Resourcefulness. Dominoes can be a game too. The domino effect. With focus and loyalty, amazing things can be done. You are a bear. Burn fat in the domino effect. And then this section down here, things this diet is trying to do. And it has A and B first. The keto diet and 20-30 minutes exercise daily. So what are we trying to do with this whole keto diet and 20-30 minutes exercise daily? There's 4 points here. Point 1, get you into a new you, one that lives an intermittent fasting life. With time, the body adapts, it becomes painless and normal. See, so this is because you're looking at this every day. So like when you first are intermittent fasting, you're going to be sick. There's like there's just lots. It's not good. It's hard. But until your body's adapted, it's hard to not keep, to all of a sudden stop eating and then just wait so long before you ever eat again. Like that, it's hard to adapt to. But once the body adapts, it becomes painless and normal. It becomes the new normal, and you really do get used to it. That's where you're trying to get to. Okay, get to a new you that lives an intermittent fasting life, okay? And then just live that way the rest of your life, okay? So you're trying to begin that, and it's going to be hard, just like many things in life are hard at first, and sometimes hardest right at that point where it's going to become successful. Number 2, design a diet that fits you. This requires your participation in many ways. Customize, personalize the new you, the new normal. Okay? So this has to be personalized, because it has to be the new you. You have to keep doing this like forever. This is what's going to give you these things, so you have to keep doing them to have them. You have to give to get. Point number 3. So this is just, all these things are things that you have to, this has to just be floating in your head and just be part of your DNA now, Number 3, get and keep your body in ketosis. Ketosis is when your body, well, no, you don't want to live the rest of your life in ketosis. There's YouTube videos on that. That's quite an interesting subject. Some people think you would want to be on ketosis the rest of your life, but that's not really healthy. What I recommend is I have what I call the Green Robe diet on my YouTube channel. It's on both my YouTube channels if you look through all the playlists. And the Green Robe diet, and there's also a blue robe and a white robe, but they're all linked. Just look in the description box, they're all linked together. The Green Robe diet, though, if you look through just any of the recipes on there, which is more just trying to be vegan as often as possible and vegetarian with meat every once in a while, pretty much every day, at least once. Kind of a unique diet where there's not, but the meals in it aren't really trying to do ketosis. They're not really trying to do anything special. So once you've burned all the fat and you've got to that level, you don't want to keep doing ketosis forever. There would be a point where you've got everything you needed out of the keto diet. Now it's time to let your body get out of ketosis, but yet still pretty much eat the same way. Still do intermittent fasting, and there's videos on that, and the elders have been telling us that for millennia. That's the trick to living a longer, healthier life, is eating less and not eating so often, and not just basically intermittent fasting. So just like instead of doing your body won't be in ketosis if you have like a grapefruit with your egg in the morning and then just like one of the Green Robe meals, which is still pretty right on, but it'll knock you out of ketosis. Just those two things, a grapefruit with breakfast and so you just kind of you'll add a little bit more to it, but you're basically going to be doing all these things forever, but just not so extreme that you keep your body in ketosis. Okay, so number 3, get to keep your body in ketosis. Ketosis is when your body uses and expects fat instead of carbs for energy, as an energy source. A diet, so it uses fat and it expects that's what the next thing is going to be, that it will use as fuel. It doesn't expect to ever get carbos again. Too many carbs will knock your body out of ketosis. Like if you say, I'm just with this one meal, I'm going to eat a bunch of extra carbs, then it'll knock your body out of ketosis. Then you're going to have to get your body back into ketosis, so it'll be back to burning fat. Ketosis, what happens with the keto diet, is when your body uses fat from your body and in your food for energy instead of carbs. Yeah, so it burns fat in your body, It's not just the fat in your food, but it's the fat in your body too. And that's where your body gets its food. It's fat now. It's in ketosis. Number 4, if your body is in ketosis and intermittent fasting, then exercise should burn more fat. Burning calories using energy, which is from fat. Domino. So that's the domino effect. You're in ketosis. You're living the keto diet and intermittent fasting, and then on top of that you're exercising 20-30 minutes a day and burning off some more calories, which uses more energy, which burns more fat and stuff like that. So you're doing all those things. Okay, so there's 4 points you're trying to do. The next one is the meals. Okay, there's 5 meals. It says meals, and then on top it says 7-8 hours of food, 16-hour fast. That's just to remind you, because look, the second meal is 1 to 2 hours after the previous meal. This meal is 2 to 3 hours after previous meal. So if you're always doing 2 instead of 1, and then 3 instead of 2, and making the numbers too far apart, then it's not going to be 8 hours anymore. So you have to, you might just do 1 hour there, then 2 hours there, then 3 hours there, then 2 hours there or something. Just make sure it doesn't add up to more than 8 hours of food. So it's an 8-hour window of food eating, and then a 16-hour fast. You're just done. Sorry, no, I do intermittent fasting. I already ate my last meal for the day. Okay, so these are the 5 meals. So breakfast. So how you decide when you do it is your breakfast. It's kind of like on your mark, get set, go. Now you've started the 8-hour window of eating. So when you eat breakfast, that's the go on that. And then the last meal is called last meal or dinner. And so when you eat that one, that needs to be, you're timing this out. So you just make your breakfast in the right spot accordingly, so that it fits in with your day, Like most of these meals are 2 or 3 hours after. Well, when you go to work, you have a break, and then you have lunch, then you have a break. You are getting opportunities every 2 to 3 hours to just eat some some pecans or something, you know. Okay, breakfast, the first meal, breakfast, keto coffee and an electrolyte drink, and then it says multivitamin and a piece of chocolate. Okay, so keto coffee is just a coffee, just black coffee. Good time to go organic, and to grind it fresh. Make it, just go for it. Enjoy your damn keto coffee, and then ghee, which is clarified butter. You can find ghee in like the section with like all the avocado oils and all the different kinds of oils, you know, next to the olive oil probably. So you get ghee, which is clarified butter, and sprinkle a little Himalayan salt in there. So 3 things: coffee, ghee, and Himalayan salt. Okay, your electrolyte drink might have sodium in it too. I would recommend that. So then you would not put the Himalayan salt in your keto coffee, because it would be in your electrolyte drink. The electrolyte drink, you get some filtered water. Always use filtered water, and then put some 100% lemon juice or lime juice in it, just like, you know, like a tablespoon or so. You know, you just get used to it. Just squirt it in there, and then a tablespoon or 2 of raw organic, if possible, apple cider vinegar with mother. You want to get the whole nice thing. You know, I think it's Bragg's makes it there or something. The kind that's everything raw, organic, with mother. You know, apple cider vinegar. So that's the water, the lime lemon juice, the apple cider vinegar, and you might get some of that liquid calcium, magnesium, and put a little bit of that in it. A little bit of the Utah sea mineral, it's like the Utah inner sea salt, probably from the Great Salt Lake stuff that you can squirt in there, and add a little bit of sodium, and which is an electrolyte, and then that's your electrolyte drink. You do the electrolyte drink twice a day. You drink an electrolyte drink with your first meal of the 5 meals and your last meal of dinner. So you end and start your day with this electrolyte drink. You have coffee twice a day. Coffee, and then you have a shake that has some instant coffee in it. And then the one thing you can have 24 hours a day is tea with a little bit of liquid stevia in it. Okay, so I can show you that real quick. Okay, this is the type of liquid stevia I have right now. How you figure out what brand is, the thing with stevia is, if you use don't use the powdered stevia, because look at the ingredients. It has more maltodextrin in it than the stevia. So, and that's another kind of carbohydrates. That's why you're trying to run away from to the stevia, and they're putting more of that than stevias. So don't use the powdered kind. That's a joke. And the liquid kind, some of it has more erythritol in it than stevia, you know. You want this kind, like this has water, stevia leaf extract, citric acid, and sodium benzenate as preservatives. So, you know, just like some basic the most common ever preservatives, and just water, and then stevia. So it's just common sense. It's just liquid stevia and things that obviously have to be in there. So this is the trick. So then it has no carbohydrates, so it'll keep your body in ketosis. You know, it doesn't take very much. The trick with this is it can be overdone. So it's just, you get used to how much to put. It's just one little squirt like that, and put that in your keto coffee. You know, put it in anything that needs to be sweetened, and then all day, 24 hours a day, you can have tea with a squirt of this in it. And but just don't overdo it. You know, don't add too much. Try not to add very much. You can buy a little test thing at the pharmacy that you can test to see if your body's in ketosis. You know, just like if you're getting too crazy with it, then maybe test yourself and make sure you're not knocking yourself out of ketosis. You want to keep your body, remember, it's one of the things. Okay, so keto coffee, electrolyte drink. I put multivitamin on there because just follow the directions on the multivitamin. Hopefully it's an organic one. And just follow the directions on the bottle, you know, but this is probably when you'll be taking your first dosage. So drink multivitamin, then it doesn't mention it on any of the other meals because you'll just be following the directions. And then a piece of chocolate. On the piece of chocolate, you go to the you don't go to the candy bar section, you go to the chocolate in the grocery store where the, you know, for baking things, how it's a cocoa and chocolate is an ingredient in some things. And you can you'll find one on there that's unsweetened. Just buy some unsweetened, hopefully organic, dark chocolate. It's antioxidants, it's good for you. So your breakfast is keto coffee, electrolyte drink, multivitamin, and a piece of chocolate. Okay? And that's like one of your favorite meals. These are all your favorite things, you know, when you're living this. Okay, then 1 to 2 hours later, you're having your mid-morning meal, which is 2 eggs. Of course, you can cook it anyway with olive oil. String cheese or goat's cheese, you know. Hopefully it's goat's cheese. White cheese is healthier than other cheeses. So both string cheese and goat's cheese is white, but goat's cheese is healthier than string cheese. But maybe you hate goat's cheese, so I put string cheese just because maybe there's no way you could ever eat goat's cheese. But with this new you got to acquire a taste for these new things altogether. This has to be you. It has to feel like you know, and using these rules. So you have to adapt and you have to use your imagination and make it happen like a domino. Lunch, 2 to 3 hours after your previous meal. Okay, so not 1 to 2 hours, but 2 to 3 hours. 50% spinach and other green leaf. Get your plate and make a decent solid sized pile of spinach. So with this, you have to eat so many cups of vegetables every day. Okay, so that's what. So everything's important. I'm just doing the work for you. So right now you're like, oh my, how long's this video? But it would obviously take you a lot longer to figure all this all out yourself. So just put spinach and another green leaf on there, you know, or maybe just all spinach. The point is to not just use iceberg, you know. And then on top of that, put walnuts or pecans and feta. So feta's that white cheese thing again, which maybe you hate feta, just figure it out, okay? But it has fat and it doesn't really have carbs in it, and it has protein. So the walnuts, pecans, and the feta, you've added protein to it to make it, you know, because you need some protein. Then carrot, red onion, you dice it up, you know it's a salad. Bell pepper, 2 dates or 2 prunes. Maybe you hate dates. Hopefully you learn to like dates because that's the better choice. Just put 2 dates. You know, that's carbos. You need some carbos actually with this. And then put on top of it vinegar and oil. There's only one salad dressing you can use. Vinegar and oil. Mix together red wine vinegar and olive oil. I prefer just a tad bit more red wine vinegar than olive oil myself. And you can sprinkle a little bit of Himalayan salt on the tongue inside the bottle and just shake it up each time you use it. And then avocado. Okay, so you're having a pecan and feta spinach salad with oil and vinegar on top and 2 prunes. 2 dates. That's your lunch, okay? So you enjoy it. It's like this meal is kind of the most perfect practice of the day to live and learn and enjoy it. You know, put some cucumbers on there. You know, it doesn't have to be the exact same thing every day, but just when you taste some radish, when you taste the vegetable, just really chew every bite and take your time and taste and feel everything and love it. Say, I love vegetables. Say positive things. I love these vegetables. I love carrots. This carrot is really tasting good right now. And just think about the carrot the whole time you're chewing it and everything, you know. That's part of it. It's all part of it. Okay? 2 to 3 hours later, you eat your next meal called the early afternoon meal. And that's just a kale shake. Kale is just an amazing way to get your vegetables. You know, remember we have to have X amount of this, X amount of that by the end of the 5 meals. So we're going to powerhouse it by making some really good choices here and there. That's the case with this kale thing. That's why it's called a kale shake. Make that the thing it always has, you know. Kale shake. Water, of course, you're using filtered water. Scoop unsweetened pea protein. So obviously, you remember you'll knock yourself out of ketosis if you have unnecessary carbs in there. So the sweetener could become a problem, you know. So just get like the unsweetened protein and put some liquid stevia in there. Okay, the pea protein, hopefully it's hemp and pea protein combination, you know, because they're both anti-inflammatory. They're both vegan choices of protein, and they're just they're pea protein these days we know is the best kind. Whey protein's more for technology, you know, for, you know, like you need to absorb it fastly for before or after a workout or those kind of things. You know, you have different needs than just to feed yourself. The pea protein's the good one when this is a meal. We're not trying to do any technology for a workout thing. We're just trying to add protein to our meal, okay? So kale, water, scoop pea protein, a scoop of, or a spoon or whatever of instant coffee, a quarter cup and so now there's research, and you can research it, that caffeine helps burn fat. When your body's in these modes, the caffeine in your tea and your coffee is actually going to help your body burn fat. Okay, so the coffee's a big deal. A quarter cup frozen blueberries. Okay, it's one of those times you're getting carbs. Berries are much lower in carbs than other fruit, so don't overdo it. A quarter cup might be too many. Tablespoon hemp seed oil, tablespoon first cold pressed extra virgin olive oil, which is the kind that you use for everything. Squirt of stevia, and then drink that, of course, 2 or 3 hours after previous meal. Then your last meal of the day, which you could call dinner or just call it last meal. Steak on Saturday, salmon on Wednesday. I don't think you like fish. You're gonna have to learn to like salmon. That's the fish that tastes the best. You can teach yourself to like salmon. It really is more delicious than the others by quite a bit. And then canned sardines, wild-caught canned sardines. Okay, see there, I just ran to my cupboard. Look, I've got 3 different kinds. See, that's wild-caught in water. So that's really cool. And then here's one, it's sardines in water. And this one doesn't say wild caught. So this is sardines in water, which is not good because it's actually doesn't say wild caught. This one, skinless and boneless sardines. It's better with the skins and bones. I just can't eat this damn skins and bones. So, and you don't like fish that much. It might be just too much for you too. I make a sardine sandwich. You can ask me about. Basically, I just mix it with veganese and then crumple up some blue cheese on top of it. But look, there's another one, and it's wild caught. So they can be hard to find, but after a while you get used to where they're. This I got at Natural Grocers, and this I got at. Oh, where did I get that? I can't remember right now. Damn it. It might be Winco. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, so this last meal of the day, you're eating meat. It's your one meal of the day. You're eating meat. So steak on Saturday, salmon on Wednesday, and then sardines or smoked oysters, wild caught in either olive oil or water. Nothing else, just olive oil or water. Okay, it can't be the other choices. Twice weekly, so now you've got steak, salmon, and then 2 other times that week you're going to be having either sardines or oysters. These things, the sardines and oysters, you teach yourself to like them. It just give yourself a new habit. You can learn to like them. They're actually really good, you know. And they're just less fishy. They're just like, they're good. Give them a chance. You can look it up. They're much healthier than tuna. I guess you could eat a can of tuna, but it won't be more delicious. Trust me. Okay, then 3 times a week eggs. So that's 7. So you got all that equals 7. Sardines, that twice a week, and then eggs 3 times a week. Okay, so 3 of the 7 days you're actually not having meat. You're having eggs again, and you already had eggs. You're having eggs twice that day. Eggs are the perfect food, but I'm trying to keep this short, so I'm trying to leave out. That's a whole other subject. Include with this meal some cooked veggies. So remember, we need so many veggies. It's our last meal, and we still need to get a little bit more veggies. This time, instead of raw, we're going to cook them. We've been eating raw vegetables all day. So some good examples of vegetables to have, because you don't want vegetables that add carbos. Some have carbos. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, beets, asparagus, artichoke. There's many of them, but try to eat the veggies that don't have carbos, and you're going to need to know the difference. Sauerkraut, you're like, ooh, I hate sauerkraut. Then don't eat very much, but get at least 2 or 3 forks of sauerkraut in your mouth every night, because it has lots of health benefits, and you can look that up. Goat's cheese, remember you're trying to eat fat, it's a source of fat. Raw minced garlic clove, so make sure you dice that up. Once I choked for a long time on a garlic clove, I didn't mince it up enough because I was lazy. I just eat garlic tablets, but you can go ahead and try these down, raw minced garlic cloves if you want. And then your electrolyte drink, make it the same way you did for breakfast. Okay, so those are your meals. So this, all I did was read it right off. So I walked through it verbally, and I did it right off these 2 pages, which I will give you, which you put on your meal. And you read through them constantly. You read through this one every day, and then the diet, you'll be going, now what am I doing? So you'll run over a mid-morning meal. Oh yeah, that's the 2 eggs and string cheese, you know? And then once you're done eating, don't eat anything. You can have tea with a squirt of stevia in it, but don't, you're done eating. You do intermittent fasting, okay? So then with the exercise, Obama said every American should be getting 20-30 minutes a day of carbos, and it's true. So hopefully you work out. The more you work out that involves burning your muscles, if your muscles are sore, then your muscles are hurt, and so they need to fix themselves. You know, and that's why your muscles grow when you work out, because you keep breaking your muscles down, then it fixes it and it builds it up stronger each time, you know. So that takes calories to burn muscles. It takes calories to burn it, and then it takes calories to heal and to fix yourself from it too. So while you're sleeping, you're burning calories because your body's trying to fix the sore muscles. So exercise, just the more you can exercise, the more all these things are going to work. It complements everything tremendously. So maybe you're like, oh, well, I can't work out 30 minutes 7 days a week. That's just like, wow. I mean, that's pretty overkill, you know. And you might be that overkill, not hardcore. That'd be awesome. You won't regret it, I bet. But no. Well, over here we said it says daily, but walk. You know, just a 20-minute walk. That's like walk this direction for 10 minutes and then turn around and come back, and that's 20 minutes. A 20-minute walk, that's why it's 20-30 minutes, because you go on a 20-minute walk and you look at your watch when you're back and you're like, crap, I just took 30 minutes. The next day, crap, I just took 40 minutes. You know, it's like the difference between 20 and 30 minutes isn't very much when you're walking. It's easy to take it. So what you do, like in your case, you could just walk to, you know, out behind Winco and down that back road all the way to the river. Just walk to the river and back. That probably takes about that much time, you know, but just after a while you'll know an interesting place to walk to that roughly takes that much time, and you won't have to time yourself anymore. Just walk to that river and then walk back, and that's more or less how much exercise you're supposed to get. I do that every day. The difference between doing that and not doing that is tremendous. So you don't want to drink any alcohol. Alcohol has calories in it. It'll knock your body out of ketosis. It dehydrates yourself. It messes with your energy level, and it makes it so you're drunk, so you can't go places and stay active. There's health benefits to being active. Instead of just working out when you're working out, if you're an active person all day long and you're going here and you're going that, because you're not drunk, so you can go anywhere and stuff like that, then that actually even has more benefits on top of it. It burns even more calories and everything. It all just complements itself, you know, the more right choices you make. You know, make it your motto, dude, sorry, I don't drink anymore. I just, you know, smoke herb or whatever it is that you do, you know. Or maybe you don't do that. You just like, dude, that's just not my thing anymore. Now I'm into coffee and tea or something, you know, intermittent fasting. But the new you, no, there's no alcohol. and then try to get rid of the cigarettes, and just try to keep always progressing towards an even better job, and more experience, so you can do it affordably, and if it isn't maintained, unless it's like really personalized and you really understand it, and you don't need these things on the wall anymore by a long shot.